today. This is Eden Rose, and Eden Rose is a way of life. I'm here today to do the daily divine reading. I'm going to jump right in. I will that these messages are received in love, and these messages are received with clarity, and that you're able to use them in order to receive expansion, in order to understand and understand self with a little more clarity and confidence, concreteness, with the energy also of solution, and being able to find a result that is inclusive and experiential of ease. I don't know why all of these words are coming, but for some reason I just feel like there needs to be, the energy is calling for an incantation of sorts of ease and effortness and flow. And so I'm wanting these messages to be received in that sense. I'm wanting the divine to please offer these messages in a way that allows for everyone receiving to experience ease and effortlessness, and allow for them to receive whatever messages they need in order to create that for themselves. So with that, let us begin. So this is about your own personal achievement and personal, I want to say wealth, but it's not really wealth. It's more or less your achievements, what you've acquired, what you've attained, what you have accomplished in your life. And kind of finding a way to, so first of all, the card that you have is let's do that. Get out of here, light. Princess of Staves, which is, why can't I say it now out loud? Page of Wands, excuse me. This is about recognizing and seeing yourself in and being in the position of the person who's accomplished all that you've accomplished. So it's almost like you're accomplishing these things. You have established yourself in this particular realm. However, it's almost feeling as though what you've accomplished and all of your accomplishments combined, you aren't, it's almost like you're wearing a mask, like you're wearing your accomplishments, but you're not being your accomplishments. Does that make sense? You don't quite believe that this is all you've acquired. It's like you're not even noticing that you're not noticing everything that you've done, everything that you've achieved, everything that you've created. You haven't seen it yet. You haven't looked around and said, whoa, like I'm surrounded by gold. I'm surrounded by all of these beautiful material things that came into manifest as a result of me putting effort in, okay? As a result of me going about creating them. So it's almost like you see them and they're there, but you haven't fully recognized, one, your full potential, and two, your, the fact that you've already made all of these accomplishments. You've already put in quite a lot of work. And so the energy of today, the message for today is for those of us who are resonating with the idea that perhaps we don't always have the full confidence or you don't always have you haven't always had the full confidence in yourself, or you haven't always felt as though, well, yeah, that those accomplishments are worth something, those accomplishments mean something, those accomplishments are important to other people, they assist other people, they, whatever it is that they offer the world, right? um those of us who are in the energy right now of not always recognizing how great we are, recognizing what our accomplishments, what effect our accomplishments actually have had on the world. Hold on a second. Oh, that was a great crack. Okay. This is for those of us who haven't recognized this within ourselves. Because if you look at this, so she has the pyramids of Giza in the background, which are, for me right now, representative of ancient knowledge, of ancestry, of magic, of manifestation, of even representative of the zodiac and the stars and the relationship between astrology and, you know, physical life on Earth. So you have that sitting behind you. You've got green trees. You're definitely in a desert here. So she's in the desert, right? Obviously, if she's next to the pyramids, she's in the desert, but she also has, you know, abundance and green and life, you know, thriving and growing. She also has, you know, this bucket. It's not a bucket. It's like a, you know, one of those big clay vases, okay? Which represents abundance, which represents wealth. She's got the stave, which is clearly representative of the fact, the stave, which is the wand, right? Which is clearly representative of the fact that she is royalty or of some sort of high stature. She's wearing this very armor-like dress that is revealing in the chest area, but completely covering the bodice and covering the neck. So even though she is completely revealed, she's also very, you know, guarded at the same time. She's adorned in the makeup and the sorry guys, I crack everything. In the makeup and the dress of somebody who would, you know, chances are they're royalty, okay, or at least have wealth. And there's a sphinx next to her. She's, you know, holding on to this dog, which is clearly, you know, a domesticated pet, a domesticated animal. So she has control and power over, you know, this animal, and that's representative of you know, having control over your dominion, being the master, being the leader of the pack, being the creator of this realm, right? She's the master in this energy, in this card. And then to top it off, she is balancing a clay bowl on top her head, but the clay bowl is resting on top of a cube. Now, cubes represent high levels of consciousness. Cubes represent a perspective that is clear, concise, predictable, whole. So the square or the cube is the masculine representation of the sphere. Okay, straight lines, right? It's the exact same energy, except it's the masculine form of fruition in the whole versus the feminine form, which is the sphere. Okay, I'm just basing that on straight lines versus curved lines. Okay, and so you have all of the angles and prismatic, you know, wisdom and energy within the cube. It's representative of foundation. It's representative of deep ancestry. And I mean, we're not going to go super far into like the metaphysics of the cube, but at least with the tarot, and this is my own understanding of the energy of the cube, it's the energy of the four, it's the energy of the four expanded upon, which becomes the six sides. It's the energy of the egg of life and the evolution of a being as it comes from, you know, the realms of spirit and moves, you know, down through all of the different veils that we move down in order to manifest physically in this realm. So the cube, the 6, has a lot to do with self-development and connecting the idea of self now to self in the past, and recognizing that there's like a pattern of beingness that we go through in order to manifest here. So there's a lot going on in this card. But while all that is happening, okay, she's sitting here and she does not look happy. She does not look pleased. She's just kind of like content. Like, okay, you know, this is what it is. Here I am. She's almost, I don't want to say docile, but like there's a deafness in this card. There's a like a flat deafness to this card. There isn't all of the life and the abundance that is around her and the wisdom that clearly crowns her, okay, where she's receiving from this bowl all of, you know, the energies that life has to offer, that the divine has to offer. She's receiving it, and her bowl, her cup is well, it's not full, but it's there in order to catch the fullness, right? And it's resting upon life. It's resting upon this cube. It's resting upon wisdom and structure, right? And she balances it perfectly, as if it's not even there, as if, you know, she's not even thinking about the fact that there's something, you know, resting on top of her head that she has to balance. So she's clearly making all of this work, but there isn't anything that's lighting her fire. There isn't anything that